This is Steve with Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and today I'm going to show you how to replace the drive belt on this 2013 Kawasaki Teryx4. Whether you're inspecting or replacing your belt as a maintenance requirement, or you have a belt failure out on the trail, I'm going to show you how to replace it on this 2013 Kawasaki Teryx4. Kawasaki recommends to inspect or replace your belt every 200 hours or 2,500 miles. This process that I'm about to show you applies pretty much on all Teryxes. So let's get started. To do this job, you're going to need a belt, two M8 45mm long bolts, a Phillips screwdriver, a small screwdriver to get rivets out, a 17, 14, 12, 10, and 8 socket, 17mm wrench and 10mm wrench, a torque wrench, something to measure your belt width with, contact cleaner, a little bit of grease, rags, safety glasses, and gloves. And always refer to your OEM service manual for more information, proper procedures, and specs. First, let's start by removing the passenger side seat. Just clip off the base and remove the 4 10mm bolts that hold the back. Now, if you didn't know, the Teryx front seats are adjustable, but you need to unbolt them, move them forward one hole or back one hole, and then tighten them down, but make sure you use a little thread locker. While you've got your seat off, it's not a bad idea to just wipe things down and clean things up, just to take care of your machine. Now we need to remove this cover that sits right over top the fuel tank, so there's just a bunch of plastic rivets that we need to remove next. Now let's remove the zip ties and these rubber guards. Next, let's use our Phillips and remove the side panel. Now to remove the clutch cover, we need to remove the fuel tank first. To do that, we need to remove the fuel line, electrical connectors, the tank straps, and frame bracket. And then we'll pull the tank right out. Now that we've got the clutch cover exposed, we need to remove the 9 bolts that hold it on, along with 1 plastic rivet and the black metal bracket. Now that we've got the side cover off, it's time to remove the belt. Let's take our 2 45mm bolts and we'll insert them in the secondary clutch to spread the sheaths, and then we can pull the belt off. Now when you start to tighten up these bolts, you want to do it incrementally so that the sheaths spread apart at the same rate. Now let's remove the belt. Take your time, it's kind of a tight space, but just work its way off. Now the service limit for the belt is 28.6 millimeters, and that's what we're getting on this, so it's pretty much at the end of its life. So let's use it as a spare in a pinch, but let's replace the belt. Now with your new belt, you need to be able to read the literature when you install it, or if it has a directional arrow, obviously we need to put it in so that it's in the same direction as the motor. Okay, now that we've got the belt on, we need to remove the 2 bolts we installed in the secondary clutch. Just remove them incrementally the same way you installed them. Now let's just rotate the clutch until the sheaths and the belt tighten up. Now before we install the cover, take a little contact cleaner and a rag, and we want to wipe the sealing surface. Now we need to do it on the cover as well. There's an oil seal in here that we need to wipe off and put a little grease on before we install it. Now we just need to slide the cover on evenly. Now let's install our metal bracket, our 9 bolts, and our plastic rivet. Now let's torque the cover bolts to 78 inch-pounds. Now that we've got that torque, we just need to reassemble everything the same way we took it apart. Now let's torque the tank strap bolts to 89 inch-pounds. Now let's install the plastic panels. And lastly, we just need to install the seat. Well, there you go. That's all there is to it. Being prepared out on the trail is always a safe way to go. So come check us out on RockyMountainATVMC.com and get your parts and tools. If you like what you've seen here, subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is Steve. We'll catch you next time.